Preparing the
Inner Circle.
Welcome back to the Inner Circle, guys. My name is Brandon Wright.
I'm Tyler Phillips.
And I'm Ryan Kuhn.
Hi, Ryan. Welcome.
Ryan wanted his own side of the booth today, just for full transparency. We're not racist. We're not just sitting on the other side just because we don't want to.
He told me he wants his own side.
He
doesn't want me over there.
We're respecting his right to have its own side. Speaking of...
All right, guys. So, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about the Black Panther, the one that came out this Friday and destroyed the box office.
It did.
It royally destroyed the box office.
I think over 213 million as of right now.
I didn't even know that.
When you try your best but you don't succeed.
Had a little bit of an interruption there, didn't we?
We're back, y'all.
Oh.
Really good.
We're
Brandon,
back.
Brandon, I'm going to have to ask Ryan for an alibi for a while I killed you.
Okay, but talking about, speaking of killing the box office, Black Panther did a good job, huh? No,
Yes, it did.
okay, now listen. I'd say that this film is amazing in terms of its themes and its characters, but we're going to tackle the characters first, per Ryan's request.
Thank you.
Just like the other side. Okay, I'm going to be petty about that. Okay, now listen. T'Challa.
Okay.
He's the guy we're supposed to sympathize with. He wants change. He is a millennial king.
Keyword supposed to.
We were supposed to, but we ended up feeling more for Killmonger, Michael B. Jordan's character. Mainly because of his stance as far as like the African American millennial and their feelings towards what's gone on in their history, and then them really just finding out, oh, Wakanda's been there this whole time, and they could have helped out. Also, the sentiments of you know how white people have in history oppressed them and. I need to speak loud. Is that what I'm trying to say?
I'm trying to say that.
But yes, sorry about that. It's really just amazing how the movie set it up for us to really accept Black Panther and T'Challa, but we ended up seeing the enemy's side and understanding that the stance that T'Challa was making needed to be revisited. Mainly because, as we learned later, his father had made some mistakes in the past and leaving his uncle, T'Challa's uncle in America, ultimately killing him, and then bringing that history, everything just changed after that.
I think we were supposed to sympathize with Killmonger. I don't think we were supposed to agree with how he would go about it.
You're right.
I feel like that's where we're supposed to sympathize with T'Challa. He's like, we have to move on. We have to. But then again, we can also say that it's easy for him to say that when he's lived in Wakanda all his life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it ultimately, we end up living with Killmonger even at the end of the film. Because without Killmonger, T'Challa would not be in that conference room with all the leaders and stuff, saying, "Hey, we're going to reveal ourselves to you because we have so much to offer." We would not have that. So ultimately, going into Black Panther 2 and all, it's because of Killmonger that we're there, anyways. So
I will say this, and this might be. It got bright again. Okay, it's like the controversial statement of, I think white people would sympathize with T'Challa more because they're probably from the same mindset. I'm in this place that kind of has worked around me all my life. So why would I want to change this? And then like that, I'd say that's T'Challa's father more so than him. But I'd say he works around the same mindset. Why would we need to help others who are like us, either like as fellow humans, when we could keep to ourselves, if that makes sense?
Oh, it makes perfect sense.
I know that's something you probably haven't heard before.
That was something I just didn't think about. Because I was so focused on how we felt as African Americans felt with the African nation, as far as like our cultures and everything, and how everything is just clashing right now because we kind of feel like outsiders. But now that you point that out, I can understand as far as like not just white people, but America in itself, like all that we have to offer with refugees in that whole situation, all that. I could actually see that. But I think maybe it does work with that, but I think its central focus was on the relationship between Africa and African Americans. So.
Yeah, that was just something like for me personally to jump onto. Because other than that, I appreciate the message that was for Africans and African Americans. It was just something like a message for the white man to take away.
Honestly, you actually pointed this out with the CIA character.
Yeah, he was a wait. Okay, let me explain. The white guy was a very important character to me because I relate. It's a man's journey from becoming an uneducated pleb to becoming finna woke at the end of the movie.
Ever since he got shot in the back, I fell in love with him.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think it ties in with the whole colonialism kind of situation where their culture is already well established and stuff. But once they understand what all Africa has to offer, they come into this agreement to, hey, we should work together. But that also gives me ideas for what may happen with Black Panther 2, where like once all this stuff that Wakanda has to offer is made known to the world, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be like, hey, we're either going to be what's the word I'm looking for?
In agreement with you and like ask for your help, or we're gonna go to war with you.
Because we felt threatened. Mainly because we felt threatened by what like all of your technology. At first, we were on top of the world. Now we've got this small nation that has better technology than we've seen up to date. It's just like
Now, speaking of technology, why don't we move on to the sister, because we are also like going way long on time. Yeah. So this is gonna be a long video. I can already tell, but it's a big topic to talk about. The sister T'Challa. Me and you truly already believe she is gonna be the next Iron Man. So I mean, it fits perfect.
Honestly, Iron Woman.
Okay.
It's 2018.
I'm sorry. But yeah, she is so much smarter than Tony Stark, and I loved her as a character. She had the brains, and she also had humor with her. So when she's sitting there recording,
we actually have to thank Childish Gambino for that.
Yeah,
because as we find out later, he wrote some of those scenes, and I'm pretty sure "What are those?" was part of it.
Yeah, but I mean, when she's recording him as he's going to hit the suit, and it's like, it's for science purposes, and he's thrown back 30 feet. Like,
delete that footage.
That made me hilarious. She was hilarious.
Okay, if we can just all agree that this film is very progressive in terms of feminism and woman power.
Yes.
Considering the fact all the guard are women. Badass, strong women.
Exactly.
Michonne.
They're
what?
Her name's Okoye.
Okay.
Okoye.
So, the woman who is literally...
Wow, it would have been worse if he's like, oh yeah, Jaquisha. It's like, if you would have said that would have been worse.
The woman, not Chala's girlfriend, but his best friend's girlfriend or whatever, was Michonne in Walking Dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't really recognize her with less.
She went from braids all the way down to here.
Yes, but
nothing.
I don't know if you noticed, but there was actually like a clash between ideals for women between Okoye and T'Challa's love interest, which is played by Lupita Nyong'o, where you have the African traditionalists. And it's maybe pointed out in the fight scene where you have the African traditionalists, the red, the garbs, and all that sort of thing. And she ends up throwing her wig off and saying, "This is ridiculous," or whatever. Like, which I would actually agree to somebody's statement that if you want to wear it and it works for you, go for it. But if you if it doesn't work for you, throw that mess off. Which I agree with personally. But it was just an interesting thing to see, Lupita's character, which is like the feminist movement. Like, we don't have to do everything traditionally. We don't. We want to, do things our own way, and do all things that we can do to get what we want, whatever. Which the traditional list with the Koya was the total opposite. We're going to follow the rules. We're going to do everything regardless of whoever's in charge of Wakanda. I'm going to support them, which she ends up going against that in the end.
Yeah,
but
she was like, I will fight for the throne.
Well, she wasn't necessarily going against it, but she was going towards the ideal of they were still in their challenge. He did not die, and no one said they quit. So,
if anything, her boyfriend was in the wrong.
Yeah, he loses to Okoye in the end. That was badass.
We need to start wrapping up, but overall, we've tackled all the characters.
I get it.
We've tackled all the characters. We've tackled the themes, right? The music. If you really quickly, Kendrick Lamar, The Weeknd, great tracks on there. Great score, honestly. Like, really quick tidbit about the score. Anytime Killmonger is on screen, it plays like a very African American inspired, like kind of rap beat, like drop beat. And then when T'Challa's on screen, it's like playing tribal African music. It's like it's a really good touch.
Before we end, can we talk about the end, like the fight scene and how it ended? Because I think it was
T'Challa and Killmonger.
It really encapsulates the themes of the story.
Yeah, it does, and it has them fighting against each other in the same suit, and it puts them on equal playing fields. That I'm just realizing, as when they were fighting without the suits. They're both not powered up. Now they're powered up. So it is perfectly matched both times, and then T'Challa still wins in the end. So I like how it's still a comeback story. It's not just he knows how to better himself with the suit.
Well, to be fair, Killmonger won the first one. I mean,
oh yeah, he did. He won.
He won. There was no.
And I loved that moment. I'm sorry, I loved it. I was actually rooting for Killmonger at that point.
That's literally the whole reason why Killmonger has become Marvel's best villain up to date.
I believe he is.
So up to date. I'm not gonna say he's the best villain ever, but I will say he's the Marvel's best villain up to date.
Yeah, the fact that he was saying, like, my father just wanted me to see the sunrise here, or sunset. And T'Challa at the end carries him up and shows him, and he's like, that's all I wanted. I'm out.
Amazing.
Like, wow.
Amazing.
They could have saved you, and you're choosing to die. I like that about him.
Are we sure about that?
Are you sure about that?
Are we sure about that?
He fell over.
Like, if
and they didn't.
Like, even my theory is, like, we'll see Killmonger come in, like, maybe not Black Panther 2, but we'll see him in somewhere. I just feel like he has a way for coming back.
I don't want it.
Mainly because not just because of Killmonger and his story, but because of Michael B. Jordan and his rising star. If they bring him back,
please don't bring Killmonger back. His arc is over.
It's already perfect. The only reason, like, earlier in the car, I said I would appreciate a Killmonger prequel is because it will not change how he turns out.
Okay.
So I like the way he is now.
But I am ending.
That was actually one of my sentiments. I didn't feel like they gave me enough Killmonger being, that badass CIA or whatever his reason was for, like, as he was preparing himself to get Claw and all this sort of stuff. I didn't feel like I got enough from that.
I have a very important question.
Yes.
Okay, really quick before I say what I'm going to say. I agree with you on the fact that I didn't see enough Killmonger in CIA, but I have one more question to ask you too.
Final score.
Are y'all editing this? Then give me your final score.
I am sorry.
I'm driving the Florida.
I know. It's a good movie, but I don't want a prequel. I know someone said something about a prequel if it was Killmonger. No.
I want a prequel.
Why?
Because I want to see
his arc is already done.
Badass in, like, the Air Force or whatever armed forces. But my final score, 10 out of 10.
9.5
out of 10. I'm right there.
Why are you giving it a 9.5 out of 10?
Because I can't give it perfect. Otherwise, I'd be saying, like, it's the best movie ever. Which it's arguably up there.
The best Marvel movie so far.
Close, yeah. It's up there.
I'd give it. You know, I give up. I give it a 10 out of 10.
There was one problem. I thought the CIA agent should have died.
Yes, that was like.
But then he wouldn't have got bent awoke at the end. Remember when he got bent awoke?
He got woke during that. But okay.
You gotta think about it. Shuri basically tells him, "Hey, you're at 15%. You just like put me back in and
let the white man live." 2018. Let the white man live.
I wanted him to die, but all right, guys, that's a great edition of the Inner Circle covering Black Panther. Hope you go see it. I actually want to go see it again.
I've wanted to see it like 5 or 6 more times. God dang it.
Yeah, but we will see you next week with another movie.
Thanks for joining us, Ryan.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Bye.